I have no idea if the ad's finished or not. Because I saw it, it said ads are gonna be starting soon. Oh, no, never mind. There it is. There it is. Ah. There that is. But anyways, for those who aren't here, guys, it is I, your Chilin. I know it's been like forever since we did like visual novel club. I swear it's not that I don't like visual novels anymore. I still love them. It's just I've just been all over the place with everything. That's all it is. Because like again, you know, new Deltarune chapters came out, and I was finally able to get my hands on Octopath Traveler, and then there's some other stuff that I wanted to do before visual. So yeah, that's pretty much all it is. Anyways, I think I already did like all the settings and stuff, so I don't have to change anything, so we can basically just get right into it after the ads finish on Twitch. What are you folk on YouTube doing? Yes, I've been trying to multi-stream on YouTube. I have tried like in the past, but the service that I was using before, wasn't great, and then I don't know where it started like connecting and disconnecting a lot, so I was like, okay, fine. I won't multi-stream anymore. Then I found the current thing that I have right now. It's been working really well, honestly. So I'm glad to have it. I'm glad I can start multi-streaming again. My goodness, I'm distracted again. Help. Help. But I have no idea what's in this visual novel. I think lately, now I'm just like avoiding looking at like the game description, just so I can like be shocked about what kind of content is in it. And of course, I do some like initial screening in case it's like a horror game, because you know me and horror do not mix. So I always have to make sure that like it's not like well, like I said, like a horror, but like a gory kind of horror. Like if it's like psychological or like thriller, should be fine. Oh fuck. So yeah, we can get started. Just give me a second. Thing. Sorry. English is like hard sometimes. It's hard sometimes, guys. Alright. I believe this is just a demo. I think. Let me actually go look just in case, so I'm not saying like something wrong. Just so they can actually game. Okay, I think this is a full game. Never mind. But it's not that long. It is really not that long. So we'll probably end up doing a... What was it called? Mystic Cafe. I wasn't sure if it was mystical or mystic. I woke up slowly, the warmth of another body pressed against me. For a moment it felt comforting, familiar even. But as my eyes adjusted to the dim light filtering through the curtains, my pulse began to quicken. All I remembered was waking up from a nap beside my boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. Realization sent ice through my veins and I froze. My breathing hitched and I forced myself to stay still. Maybe it was a dream. Maybe I was still dreaming. Then he stirred beside me, his arm tightening around my waist.
Good morning.
I didn't know there was voice acting. Okay. I stared at him dead in the face. It seemed too real. He shifted again, this time propping himself up on one elbow. Felt his gaze burning into me before I turned to meet it. Oh my god. Nicely Mallory. The man, or whatever he was, had a face so perfect it bordered on unreal. I tried to pull away.
What's wrong?
Around me, I saw a Netflix movie still playing. Full of popcorn on the floor and things that evidently pointed out that I was watching a movie with my boyfriend. Da-da-da.
It's me, Kai.
I couldn't breathe. Kai? That name meant nothing to me, and yet flashes of memories flickered in my mind. Give me a second. Welcome to the stream, Steve. I swear that cat mowing like the entire world is falling apart. It's oblivious to it. Alright, where did I leave off? Holding hands, whispered conversations, laughter. What? I don't...
It's okay. You had a nightmare, right? I'm here for you. I always will be.
Wait, what was that audio? He raised his hand to sweep away the hair out of my face, evidently concerned about what I was saying.
First, remember your name, where you are, and what you're doing.
What is my name? The name I always go with.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. That's you. Now, where are you?
My house.
What were you doing?
Watching a movie and eventually falling asleep.
With?
Only me, who are you? Spell! What do you mean? What do you mean? Alright.
Good morning.
Okay, I knew I wasn't going crazy. Do y'all hear that? That little... That sounds like my little...
Good morning. Good morning.
Like that goddamn mic... peak.
What's wrong?
Okay.
It's me, Kai.
Okay, I guess I have to do the other one.
It's... Fur?
Alright, time to do the other one.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's my
Right. What were you... With?
Bro was like, the spell didn't work. What? The spell didn't work. Oh, jeez. So I sparkled and he pulled me in for a hug. I lay still, comforted by the presence of my pillows, blankets, and his arms. I never knew my sofa was this relaxing. He smiled and locked eyes with mine. Oh, okay. I guess the voice acting stopped. His voice was gentle, calming the storm in my chest. His hand reached for mine, intertwining our fingers, though I couldn't help but notice how hesitant he was.
You scared me for a second there. What kind of dream were you having to make you forget me?
Reality. He chuckled softly to sound warm and familiar. My initial unease began to melt away under his gaze. Something about his presence felt grounding, like an anchor in a sea of confusion. It felt so real, like I didn't know you.
Well, I'm here
Ooh.
to remind you every day if I have to.
The mic beak!
Want to tell me about the dream? Or maybe I should just distract you with something better?
You really think you can distract me that easily?
I'd say I'm pretty good at it.
As to prove it, he pinched my face. You're hurt, that was for sure.
See? You're not dreaming. I'm real. We're real.
What an odd feeling I had before. You've always been with me. What was I thinking? I felt his arms around me again, gently resting his face on my shoulders. He seemed to enjoy every last bit of my warmth, as if I would fade away.
Oh, don't worry. I think you're hungry. Maybe breakfast?
Miso soup. Do you actually have miso soup for breakfast? Well, bacon.
Is that a sign to make some breakfast for you?
Yes? Guy stood up and stretched, the muscles in his arms flexing as he rolled his shoulders. I looked towards the kitchen, and I couldn't help but laugh at how he looked so unfamiliar with everything. Let's see. I leaned back into the couch, listening to the faint sound of cabinets opening and closing. Small clatter followed. Do you need any help in there? I sat up, already suspicious. The sound of eggs cracking echoed, followed quickly by the hiss of butter hitting a pan. Then silence. Guy? I peeked into the kitchen and couldn't hold back a laugh. Kai stood by the stove, spatula in hand, staring down at the pan as if it had personally wronged him. Maybe? Turned to me with an exaggerated pout. By burning breakfast? No. Scoot over. You're lucky I know how to cook. Yeah, that you goddamn spell. Favorite game watch to crazy. No, it's not a Gunner game, unfortunately. I do play Gunner games though. God damn it. Well, welcome to the stream. Carl, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. But yeah, I don't do Gunner games on stream, but I do play them on stream. I watched every single one of my videos. Can we please get this guy out of my house, please? I don't know him. I don't know you. Don't just sit there. Get the plates. Yeah. He jumped up, bumping my shoulder as he passed. This felt easy. This felt like I'd done this a billion times before. I set up the table while Kai grabbed some plates and kitchen utensils. Isn't that kind of the same thing when you set up the table? You're essentially... Okay. Whatever. what do I know? He calmly sat on the opposite end of the table to me after he handed them to me. They could have at least put it on a plate. Why is there just bacon and eggs floating in the air? Oh my god. Thank you for this. Thank you. We ate the breakfast that I whipped up. Bacon. Just bacon. Yes, we just had bacon for breakfast. Not eggs, but just bacon. I know. This game was basically made in like a month for one of the game jams. Oh god. This is just so much. Alright, he stuffed his face full, leaving not a single bite behind. Alright, so obviously, well, they said there's supposed to be, well, there's 2 endings, but the third one is still in development. I don't know if they're still working on this. I don't know, because I know they have another game that they're working on that's supposed to be like basically a full-length visual novel, but yeah, no idea if they're still working on the third ending for this one. So obviously I'm gonna save so I can, you know, navigate to both endings, because this is supposed to be very short, like less than 12k words. Huh? Or I could voice those thoughts out loud. He handed me some bacon and eggs. It was very romantic. Bacon and egg chips from her hand. She was tweaking hard, by the way. Tweaking. Fans. Alright, time to take a peek. Let's see. Really? It's tweaking? It seems. Because I'm looking at my stream right now, it looks fine. You sure it's not your connection or anything? Yeah, everything seems fine. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though. When I was watching my friend's stream yesterday, I noticed that he was like lagging a lot on Twitch. Well, not lagging per se, but it was like it would freeze, but you can still hear the audio, and then it like catch up really quick. So I don't know, maybe it's a Twitch thing. Because I thought maybe something was going on with me too, but then I like went to like other streams and the same thing was sort of kind of happening as well. I don't know, but like I said, everything seems fine here. This is actually the first time anybody's like mentioned streams to me. Goodness. He enthusiastically wiped his mouth with my handkerchief and smiled happily. He seemed unsure of what to do and continued looking at me to gauge my reaction. You're welcome. He sat in silence for a few moments. It was incredibly awkward. Well, yes, it would be incredibly awkward because you don't know this man. Going to work soon? Like that thing humans do to get money? I'm so sorry, I've known you for 3 years, but why do I feel like I forgot your job? He stood up panicked. Yeah? Uh-huh. Let's see, we have doctor, lawyer, firefighter, wildlife rehabilitator for I love how it's so specific. Like, it's not just like the wildlife rehabilitator, it's it's that for foxes. Like, that's Are they trying to say something here? Let's see. You know what? Why not wildlife? Because I really like animals. That's quite an attractive job. He nodded his head, deep in thought. Yes, they are. And they're like silly little things too. They're so cute. Oh my god, have you guys seen like videos of like people like videotaping like their fennec foxes? They're like such little adorable gremlins. It's like, oh my god, I want one. I want a fennec fox. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's not even a work day. That's like how many hours? It's like 3 hours. Huh? He scratched his head and sent me a nervous smile. I didn't know that type of job required only 3 hours, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, huh? I don't know it. I mean, maybe there is, but most jobs require you to do at least 8 hours. So weird. Your outfit. Your work outfit. Uh-huh. Okay. Bye. He suddenly slammed the door. I looked at the place he was sitting in a moment ago, wondering if he would be okay. I was consoled by the fact that he was a grown man and could suffice on his own. Despite being utterly confused about his profession, he should be alright. He's pretty responsible in my memories. Enough about him. I work in a work-at-home job. Graphic designing. Oh, sorry. It's a pretty chill job without much to worry about. Unless you get an art block, then it's all over. I decided to go outside first instead of working immediately. I strolled casually through my neighborhood. It's a small one, but it always heavily comforted me. Ah, my eye. Jesus. Ugh! Just trying to read. Stuff wants to fly into my eye. Oh, jeez. I knew everyone here, and everyone knew me too. This is the place I've stayed in for around 15 years, ever since I was a teenager, and I'm not planning to move out at all. It's, in the most impactful way possible, my home. My family wanted to move into the big city of Tokyo years ago for my education, and this area was the most peaceful and cheapest one I could find. I looked around on the left side. Granny Lily said she's out of town for the week. Jenny's probably on her way to her office work right now, and Liam is, definitely, at home snoring his guts off. Who's calling me? I turned my head around, wondering who suddenly called me. No. I was greeted by the smiling face of Mr. Ray, a single father living a few rooms away from me. I grinned at him. Some guy. He's my boyfriend. So what was the point of me picking some guy if I'm just gonna say he's my boyfriend? 3 years. He's come over very often, though. These thin walls. Why are you peeping in on people? I mean, I get the walls are thin, but that doesn't mean you have to listen. Sir. Right. And I don't remember ever introducing him to you either, which I should have done already. Yeah, me too. Can we finally kick this dude out? Be like, I don't know you! Ray had left in a rush, retrieving the phone that was ringing nonstop inside his apartment. I continued my stroll, but now with something etched deep in the back of my mind. It seemed so odd with Kai, which is impossible. I remember our first car trip together, our first meeting in the rain, our everything. I cleared my thoughts and focused deeply until I got distracted by a pair of fox ears in the back of some bushes. There were shadows of what seemed to be a dog. No, fox. I walked calmly to the bushes, trying not to alert the fox. A very humane sound came from the bushes. Totally not a fox. A cosplayer? Child with fake fox ears? Rah! Imagine. The pair of fox ears disappeared from my line of view. I was very curious, to say the least. I checked in the bushes one more time, making sure I didn't miss anything at all. I found a little pin, one looking like it belonged to a traditional kimono dress. I better keep it to return and apologize for scaring the young cosplayer away. It's time to get back to work. Hurrah, hurrah. I would never say that about work. Let's check up on what my boss sent me. I haven't started at all, but I already have a headache. I pitter-pattered all day on my laptop until the clock turned 2 p.m. It's about time that I stopped for the day, and Kyle will arrive soon too. It must be the sound of the doorbell. I ran over to the front door and greeted Kai. He smiled at me gently, his eyes crinkling at the corners. He looked a little disheveled, his collars loosened and hair slightly tousled, but still as charming as ever. Welcome home. Of course we're gonna tease him. Listen, if you give me the option to tease people, I'm going to tease them. Prismo! Hello! Welcome in! We are doing a visual novel where a man has convinced us that he's our boyfriend, and I desperately want him out of my goddamn apartment. I heard a yelp from Kai as I tickled him. He yelped through fits of giggling. I decided to show him some mercy. Curious, why is your work so little? 3 hours? No. No. That's all I can say, no. There's no boss in the world that's that cool that will let you only work 3 hours. Not at all. What? I'm in the middle of work? I looked at me and rolled his eyes. Fine, I'm coming. I barely agreed when he dragged me into a shopping district, weaving through stores like he had some grand plan. We stopped in front of a jewelry store, the sunlight glinting off the display cases, like a scene straight out of a romantic drama. Really? A jewelry store?
What? You don't think I have good taste?
He opened the door with a flourish, gesturing for me to go in.
After you, my liege.
The voice acting's back! What's gotten into you?
I was passing by earlier and saw something interesting. Come on, humor me.
I followed him inside, the cool air of the shop washing over us. The room was quiet save for the soft hum of a display light and the faint murmur of the shopkeeper chatting with another customer. Are we sure he's our boyfriend though? Okay, like, I don't know if you were here when I originally started, but No, he's not. So actually, maybe I could go back. Is this it? It's just breakfast.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So see here we had like two options. And if you go, only me, who are you? And he says, it's okay, we can do this all over again. Maybe something went wrong with my spell, meaning that's not my boyfriend. He put a spell on me to make me think that he's my boyfriend. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. So technically, we already know he's not our boyfriend. So I'm just trying my best to get this man out of here. I wandered immediately to the case in the center, his eyes sparkling as he leaned closer to inspect the items inside. Planning to buy yourself a diamond necklace? He shot me a look, his lips twitching into a smirk.
I'd look stunning in emeralds, thank you very much.
Okay, damn. Sheesh. Bold choice. Really brings out your eyes. He chuckled, but his attention quickly returned to the display. I stepped closer, following his gaze. It wasn't the flashy pieces that caught his eye, but something simpler. A delicate silver ring with a subtle fox motif etched into it. That one's nice.
Yeah, it is.
There was something in his voice, a wistfulness I hadn't heard before. He straightened, clearing his throat, and turned to me with a grin that didn't quite reach his eyes.
What about you? Anything catch your eye?
I want everything is crazy to say. Not really the jewelry type, to be honest. Oh, there goes the voice acting. The voice acting is so on and off. It's like, okay. Thanks, I guess. This question hung in the air for a moment longer than it should have, and I felt heat creep up my neck. Why? Are you playing the buy me one? I rolled my eyes, trying to ignore the flutter in my chest. And I'd say you're terrible at surprises. You're supposed to be sneaky about it. I mean, yeah, that is pretty fair. You don't want to get them something they don't like. You're like, oh my god, I can't believe you got me 16 karat instead of 24! Seriously, there are people out there who are like that. They're like, oh my god, I can't believe you got me a 20 karat gold ring instead of a 24 karat gold. Does it matter? It's a ring given to you by your lover. You should be happy. Jeez. I stared at him, unsure if he was joking or not. But before I could respond, his attention shifted to a different display. Ooh. I think out of most of these, I wear bracelets the most. I don't know. I think bracelets just look really nice. I can't stand earrings though. It's like, yes, I do have my ears pierced, but I can't stand earrings. Dude, the stream actually freezes and goes black sometimes, and I feel like I'm missing critical exposition. Is anybody else in chat having that issue? Where, like, the stream freezes and goes black? Because when I checked it out on my browser, it seemed fine. So I thought maybe I'm like missing some critical information. I mean, I guess I'll I'll watch the stream for a bit, see if anything happens, but I don't know. Is it happening for you, Prisma? The stream freezing and going black? That pretty boy, that pretty boy is actually a lady. Hello, welcome to the stream. Hello. Oh, unless you meet on the screen on the game. Then it's Kai. I'm so sorry. I wasn't really sure which one you were referring to. If you meet in the game. If you meet in the game, that is a dude, actually. But if you mean me, then yes, it's I'm the lady behind the model. Just like a brief apology that nothing's really happening on the screen. Is apparently some people are having a stream issue where it's like freezing and the screen goes black, so I'm just trying to see if it happens on my end when I'm like watching it, but so far I haven't seen any. So I'm starting to think maybe it might be. I just don't know. Like I said, everything really seems fine. Alright, well, like I said, everything seems fine. I don't know what else to tell you. Maybe like restart your whatever you're using. Okay. Let's get back to the game. So we're gonna choose bracelets because I personally like bracelets a lot more than earrings and necklaces. But to answer your question, Lieutenant, this is Kai, and he's claiming to be our boyfriend, but he's not. And so, basically, I'm just trying to get the main character to realize that this is not their boyfriend. Because technically, if you originally do that before the game really gets to start, it'll just be like, oh, we have to try again, and, you know, rework the spell. So essentially, you have to like be like, oh, this is my boyfriend, and then continue on from there. I've been eyeing the bracelets. I pointed to a bracelet. Its design simple but elegant, with tiny charms shaped like stars. Yeah. Also, there's voice acting in this, but it's like on and then off, so I don't know. We'll just have to pretend there's voice acting there. Thought about this a lot, haven't you? What do you mean, maybe? I glanced at the bracelet and back at him. You're being weird today, you know that? Definitely weird. He laughed, rubbing the back of his neck. We left the store eventually, with no purchases but a lingering lightness in the air. Kai kept stealing glances at me as we walked down the street, a soft smile on his face. Stop trying to charm me, Kai. No. Maybe, but you still owe me dinner for dragging me around. He laughed, draping an arm around my shoulders as we continued down the street. Future bracelet wearer? Oh my god. When we got home, he suddenly glanced my way. I wondered why, but I heard the clock tick 6 p.m. and the rumble of his stomach. What do you mean, what's for dinner? Inari sushi, meat covered in— ooh. All of these sound good, actually. Oh man, what should we pick for dinner, guys? Oh, this sounds good. You know what I could go for right now? Pizza. I haven't had pizza in like ages. I actually legit cannot remember the last time I had pizza. Burger? Yeah. Burger sounds good too. I know. I made your favorite burgers. I mean, what is it called? I just told you I made your favorite burgers. Huh? Oh god. Burger? Have you never eaten one? He stared curiously at the dish I presented to him, looking quite suspiciously at it. He took a bite and then paused. It was never your favorite, but okay. You weirdo? The room was cozy, lit by the warm glow of the television. Kai was sprawled on the couch, his head resting on a pillow, while I sat cross-legged on the floor, attempting to solve a jigsaw puzzle that I found buried under some old books. You could help, you know. Bro. What do you mean, nah? Help me! I've been staring at this one piece for 10 minutes. It doesn't fit anywhere. Excuse me? It sounds like a you. Oh my. You know what? If he actually genuinely was my boyfriend, he'd find himself single in the next few seconds. What do you mean it's your problem? I tossed the puzzle piece at him, then it hit his shoulder before bouncing onto the couch. That's assault. Boy, I haven't shown you assault. It's called justice. Now get down here and help me before I lose my mind. I groaned dramatically, but slid off the couch, flopping down next to me. He picked up a random piece and expected it like it was a rare artifact. He attempted to force it into a spot that was blatantly wrong. Seriously? That's not even the same color. This is not an art piece. This is a puzzle. Literally my words. This is a puzzle. What do you mean it's art? He leaned closer to inspect the puzzle. Okay. Spent the next few minutes picking up pieces, pretending to study them intensely, and then trying to jam them into spots they obviously didn't belong. You're the worst at this. Contributing to what? My insanity? Your moral support is morally bankrupt. Not entirely sure about that sentence, but sure. He made a show of sighing deeply, like I insulted his entire family. I don't know about that one. Right, that's debatable. Because you're probably not even my real boyfriend, which we actually know you're not, but I have to say that because technically we are on the path of where we have to pretend you are. He gasped, clutching his chest dramatically. The breakfasts you've burned are the main reason it's debatable. I'd say there are a lot of other reasons that should make it debatable, but sure. Bad cooking could be one, I guess. I chuckled, grabbing a piece and finally placing it in the correct spot. Congratulations! You solved the 1 piece out of 1,000. Uh-huh. I couldn't help but sigh. His smug grin was contagious, and despite his uselessness, having him there made the puzzle feel less frustrating. Okay, let's make a deal. If you can place 5 more pieces correctly... Let's see, stargazing, movie... Let's see. Honestly, I kinda just want to go to sleep. I don't want to spend any more time with my fake boyfriend than I need to. What do you think we should do, guys? Stargazing, watch a movie, or just go to sleep? I'm just trying to think of like which is like the least intimate. Because I kind of feel like if we go stargazing, that'd be very romantic. It's like, no. Why would I want to do that with somebody who's not even my boyfriend? Just sleep? Sure, why not? Honestly, I was thinking about picking that one. Sleep is for the weak. Listen, I have a job. You have a job. Well, a fake job. But we need sleep, man. Pick again? What do you mean? Oh my god. So I have to pick one of these? See, this is what I don't like about some games. They give you an option to do something, and they just automatically say, yeah, no, you can't do that, and make you pick something else. It's like, why would you have that option if I can't pick it then? I really hate when they do that. It's like, if you really want me to pick one of the other two choices, just have those two choices. Okay, now what do we do? Man, movies are great. I guess I'll pick movie. It's not as romantic. Stargazing? But I mean, stargazing is so romantic, and he's not even our actual boyfriend. Oh man. But I am kind of curious about what'll happen in stargazing, I'm not gonna lie. You know what? This is why we save. This is why we save. So we can come back and do stuff. You're right. I looked at me, his eyes sparkling with determination. Sure, amaze me, I guess. He got to work, his tongue poking out slightly as he concentrated. I greatly enjoyed watching him struggle. By the time he managed to fit 5 more pieces, we were both laughing so hard we had to stop to catch our breath. Not too sure what about that is funny, but okay. Wow, he really put in the effort. I'm impressed. You're lucky you're cute. Chop chop, excuse me. After solving the puzzle, Kai took my hand and led me outside. I resisted slightly, but he tugged at me forcefully anyway. Disgusting. Don't do that. Do not do that.
I know you were staring at a computer screen all day today.
See, this is what I'm talking about. How there was literally no voice acting before that, but now there's voice acting. It's like, you make it a little bit more consistent, thank you. I wasn't.
Hey.
Oops, I'm sorry. I got trigger happy right there. We stopped suddenly in the middle of the road in front of my house. The air felt cool and refreshing. I pointed up to the sky.
Hey, come here. Look at that. It's like someone spilled glitter all over the sky.
Yeah, I mean, that's technically how a starry night sky looks like. Romantic much? He tried to look at me and tucked a strand of hair behind my ear. His touch lingered just a little longer than necessary, and I felt my cheeks heat up.
This sky, this exact one comforted me so much back when I was younger. The change of scenery from Akigawa Valley to Tokyo was absolutely insane, but all of the stars remained.
Ooh. I want to call him out. Be like, you used to live in the forest? Oh. I still wanna call out. I'm gonna call out. I scratched the back of his nape and smiled sheepishly.
Wait, just continue listening to my story.
Alright, forest boy.
All of the stars remained, and there were new stars too. You.
You're being cheesy.
You love it.
No, not in this case.
You know, I think I could stay like this forever. Just you and me under the stars.
But you're not even my boyfriend. What do you mean? That does sound nice. Shifted closer and wrapped an arm around my shoulders, pulling me against him. I could feel his heartbeat, steady and calm, as I rested my head on his chest. His fingers intertwined with mine, and we stayed there for a few moments, not saying anything.
Promise me something?
What?
That no matter how busy we get, we always make time for this.
Stargazing?
And just being together.
I closed my eyes, letting the sound of his breath and the distant chirp of crickets lull me into a sense of peace. What is this? Hello, hi, I'm back. Oh, Prismo! I was asking you. I got called as soon as I joined the stream. That's understandable. Welcome back, Prismo. I was asking, if you were having issues with, like, the stream freezing and going black sometimes. Like, somebody else in chat. Because I viewed my stream through my browser and it seemed fine to me. Now, I'm not sitting here trying to call the person a liar. I just need to know if it's like a Twitch thing, it's a my end thing, like trying to understand what's going on. But of course, we love this, or that's all I can think. Sure.
Good. Because I don't think I could survive without you.
That's dramatic.
But true.
Today it's doing good, but sometimes it does buffer a lot, and it adds a lot of delay between you talking messages. But it doesn't freeze and go black, right? Actually, let me ask, how was it on, how was it yesterday, actually? No, it just freeze and then I refresh the page. Okay, so how was the stream yesterday? Was it doing that yesterday or was it like completely fine? So yesterday was fine. So, absolutely... Is your mic going off? Oh. Yes, me and my soft-spoken self reaching high frequencies and OBS not catching it. Okay. So, maybe... Like right now, I feel like you see my messages intently, but that might just be on my... Okay, maybe it might be the multi-streaming? It might be. Wait. And yesterday, it was a solid 36 before I'd seen it. I feel like most streams are like that. Where like You see it in the chat first, and then it like appears. I know what I'm saying. Oh. Hmm. Because I'm thinking, because you said it was pretty much okay yesterday, and yesterday I wasn't streaming to YouTube with the multi-streaming thing I have, so I'm thinking maybe that might be the issue. That's the thing, it's like, what do I do? Because I do want to multi-stream. I don't want to alienate people on YouTube and forcing them to come to Twitch to come watch my streams. I mean, I know they could just like watch the VODs and whatnot that I upload, but it's like, sometimes they want to actually like be there in stream, you know? I might have to ask around to my friends to see what they use. But that's also the other thing. Like some of the services require you to pay money, and as you guys know, I'm not like rolling in money. So I'm doing the best I can with like the free stuff that they have available. So I was really happy thinking that this was working, but if this is causing like the freezing and blacking and like all like the delay issues, maybe it's best I don't use it. Yeah, I might have to start asking. Damn it. We sat there in comfortable silence watching the stars. Oh, and there goes the voice acting. Gone again. Don't tempt me. I might actually take you up on that. Please don't. He laughed softly, his voice blending with the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. I tilted my head to look up at him, catching the way the starlight danced in his eyes. Do you ever wonder what it'd be like to just leave everything behind? Start fresh somewhere? Not exactly. More like finding someplace where it's quiet, peaceful. Ads will be starting soon for those on Twitch. Maybe. What's that? You know what? For once he said something I can get behind. I mean, sometimes it could be the place, but usually it's the people. Because, back when I was, like, just starting out with college, the place where I was at, it was not bad. It really wasn't. It was just the people there that just really messed it up for me. You know? So I was like, alright, I'm getting out of here. I felt my heart skip a beat at his words. I opened my mouth to respond, but he shifted, leaning down just enough to rest his forehead against mine. Hi. No. Stop it. That's not my boyfriend. No, not right now. I'm not gonna kiss a man who's not my boyfriend. I don't even know you. Take me on a date first. He looked at me for a while, ashamed. Girl saying please don't hate me, as he infiltrated my life and put me under a goddamn spell. I found myself being drowsy and drifting into sleep, my legs buckling. I felt a pair of arms carrying me to our room, opening the locked car door and dropping me off on my bed. I felt a pair of arms patting me slowly and soothing me into sleep. I felt someone's body on me, cuddling me all night. And then I dreamt. One day I found a fox calmly resting on the streets of my neighborhood. It was odd, strange. No way a fox could end up in the streets of a small town in Tokyo. To be honest, I didn't think much of how it ended or where it came from. I was only 13 years old. First thing I did was search up what type of food foxes like. My phone's screen glowed in the dim streetlight as I crouched near it, careful not to startle the little creature. It didn't run, didn't even flinch. It stared at me with those sharp amber eyes, like it had already decided I wasn't a threat. Hey, you okay? Worry, I'm not gonna hurt you. I feel like we always say that to like animals when we're trying to help them. Like I've noticed that. And when we're trying to like get an animal to come to us room, it's like, it's okay, hurt you. Like I understand it, but like the animal's not gonna understand that. Its ears switched, but it stayed still, rolled up like it belonged right there between the cracks in the pavement. The fur along its back was messy and matted in places, and its tail looked thinner than it should have. My heart squeezed a little. I glanced back at my phone. Foxes eat meat, eggs, berries? Huh, you don't exactly look like you'd be into berries. I opened my bag and rummaged through it, finally pulling out the sandwich I hadn't touched earlier. The smell of turkey and bread seemed to catch the fox's attention. It lifted its head slightly, nose twitching. Yeah? You want this? I broke off a piece and held it out. It hesitated at first, eyes flicking between me and the food, but hunger won out. Slowly, carefully, it stepped closer and took the bread from my fingers. It barely breathed as it chewed, and something about the way it stayed near me made the street feel less lonely. There, not so scary, right? I sat down, resting my back against the cold brick wall. The fox settled a foot away, watching me as if it weren't sure what to make of me yet. I couldn't help but smile. I'll come back tomorrow too. Food, pillows, whatever you need. Don't be scared. Also, welcome back from the ad, everybody! I woke up slowly, the light streaming in through the curtain. The warmth of Kai's body next to mine was oddly comforting, but a lingering sense of unease tugged at me. Ah, you're starting to finally realize that this is not your boyfriend? Please say yes. Memories of yesterday flickered in my mind. Kai, a strange dream-like haze, and those fox ears in the bushes. I stirred. He whispered groggily. Morning. I was until you started stealing all the blankets. Excuse me? Who's the one wrapped up like a burrito right now? I pretended to think deeply. Then maybe you should stop leaving the window open at night. Smooth, but I'm not making breakfast again. Yeah? You made pancakes for me? He woke up and scurried me over to the table in the living room. Probably presented the pancakes to me. It looked like something. It definitely does not look completely appetizing. I accidentally took a bite, holding on my stomach for safety. Listen, we gotta be honest. I appreciate the gesture, but it's horrible. Yeah. He smiled, but I could clearly see his eyes weren't following him. Yeah, you should be. Food is expensive these days, man. I sat across from me, watching intently as I poked at the pancake with my fork. Food wasn't the problem. It was quiet. A stillness hung in the air, too heavy for a typical morning. So, you really made this all by yourself last night? He nodded eagerly. His words were warm, but something about his tone. It was too deliberate, like he was trying too hard. My eyes shifted to his hands. They were clasped on the table, but his fingers were too still, too controlled, as if he was consciously stopping them from fidgeting. Well, it's definitely a surprise. You're full of them lately, huh? Kai's head tilted slightly, his gaze locking onto mine. There it was again. That same strange feeling from yesterday, like his words didn't quite match the moment. I was about to say moment, no. I shifted in my chair, glancing at the window. The curtains fluttered in the breeze, letting in the golden morning light, but the warmth I usually felt wasn't there. The house was colder than it should have been, quieter too. No birds outside, no faint hum of life. Just the sound of my own breathing and Kai's steady gaze. No, it's not a bad thing. Just, you've been different lately. I opened my mouth, but the words caught in my throat. How could I explain it? That sense of wrongness I couldn't pin down. The way the world just seemed a little off. I don't know, maybe I'm just imagining things. There was a sincerity in his voice, but it only made the unease worse. His concern felt too perfect, like a mask molded to fit the situation. I smiled weakly, trying to shake the feeling, but as I looked into his eyes, I swore, just for a moment, they flickered. Not the usual light catching an amber. Something else. Something unnatural. I think I need some air. No, it's fine. We've already done enough this morning. I just need a minute. I hesitated, his eyes narrowing slightly, but he leaned back in his chair, letting me go. As I stepped toward the door, the weight of his gaze burned into my back. Outside, the fresh air did little to calm me. The world was too quiet, the stillness pressing against my skin. I glanced toward the woods at the edge of the property. And that's when I saw it. I froze near the door. Faint, muddy paw prints trailed across the floor. My heart raced. I glanced back toward the room I came from, where Kai was still eating alone, then knelt to inspect the prints. They were small and delicate, too big for a cat but too small for a dog. Fox. I followed the prints. Felt completely distracted by them. What if it was the fox I met when I was younger? Oh, hold on. I could hydrate. Okay. Standing on the end of the footprints was a petite girl with short silver hair, box-shaped earrings, and a nervous expression. Her eyes locked onto mine before flitting down to the floor. She's adorable. Hi, Rin. Oh, what was it? I remembered the pin from yesterday and pulled it out of my pocket. This one? Her face lit up. Around? Rin looked away, fidgeting nervously. She turned to leave, but I stepped forward. Wait, you said just exploring. What were you looking for? She paused, her back still turned to me. Him? Oh, wait. That's not the word. Hmm? That's my boyfriend. I think you look too young to be interning at his workplace. This little girl, barely reaching my shoulders, stared at me dead in the eyes. Her mouth widened. Do what? She stomped on the ground, frustrated. You know what? I need her to give me all the information so I can get him out of here. He goes to work every day. What do you mean? She rubbed her temples, suddenly reminding me of an old man. Wonder where she got that from. So his job is to teach you. That's your dad? Alright. A single father wants to be with me, okay? Okay. Aw. Sorry. This girl. She lowered her head and went quiet for a while. Oh, her dad, okay. I was about to say, Kai's her dad? See, oh my god. Okay. Another moment of silence ensues. Silence. Oh god. I can English, I swear, guys. Yes, please. Yes, yes. What did you say about him not being safe? We love model students. She came close to me and whispered in my ear. What? She leaned back and turned her head around to see if others were near us, just like a schoolgirl telling her friends about her crush. Alright, go on. What'd your dad tell you? No, we've dated for 3 years and I've known him for 2 years before that. How could this happen? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, good job. Oh my god, do not patronize her. Don't do that. She beamed proudly. Uh-huh. I don't think so because 3 years ago. I suddenly could not remember what happened 3 years ago. 3 years ago? I should remember, but it's all a bit fuzzy. Rin glanced over her shoulder, the tension in her shoulders melting into an awkward fidget. She chewed on her lip, silver hair catching the sunlight as it swayed in the breeze. I'm not gonna say it. Rin, wait. Before I could take a step forward, Rin turned abruptly, her small frame a blur as she darted down the street. Her fox-shaped earrings bounced with each hurried step, and soon she was nothing but a flicker of silver disappearing into the distance. Rin, wait! The only response was the faint echo of her sneakers on the pavement, swallowed by the stillness of the evening. What just happened? The house welcomed me with a comforting quiet. The familiar scent of lavender and faintly burnt coffee lingered in the air. I kicked off my shoes, my mind still buzzing with questions about Rin, before noticing the note on the living room table. Going to work, love you. My lips curved into a soft smile as I traced the hastily scrawled heart at the end of the note. I went back to my desk. I sat down, my fingers brushing over the keyboard as I tried to focus on the words waiting to be written. The thoughts just wouldn't come. Rin's silver hair and strange words flitted through my mind, tangled with a vague unease I couldn't shake. 3 years ago. What was so important about that, and why couldn't I remember? I shook my head, muttering, "Lucas, you're behind on the deadline already." I heard the sound of the door unlocking. I smiled as he stepped inside, brushing imaginary dirt off his clothes. "You're back." Please don't ever say that again. No. Nothing yet. You're helping me. No, that's just out of my mind. I'm still confused, but I think I trust you, Kai. Still willing to trust this man after everything? Oh my god. I'm losing it now. I checked in the fridge before, and there was absolutely nothing I could work with. We're going grocery shopping. No. Kai was unusually chipper as we walked through the grocery store, pushing the cart with a bounce in his step. I followed behind, trying to focus on the list in my hand. Something about him seemed... It wasn't anything obvious, just a subtle feeling that made my skin prickle. He veered into the snack aisle, grabbing a bag of chips and tossing it into the cart without a second thought. That's not on the list. For what, a movie marathon? I shook my head, stepping closer to the cart. For a moment, the bag of chips seemed to flicker, just for a split second, like it wasn't really there. I blinked and it was back, sitting in the cart like nothing had happened. Weird. Nothing, probably just tired. He didn't impress, instead turning his attention to a shelf of ramen. Please don't. You practically do. I should get some. Let's see. Korean noodles, ice cream, eggs, bread. You know, Korean instant noodles are good. They are really, really good. What should we get? Should we be healthy or unhealthy? I guess we'll get instant noodles. I think that sounds good. When I glanced back, the chips were gone. Hi, here's the bag of chips you just put in there. He stopped, staring at the empty spot in the cart. His brows furrowed, and for a split second, I thought I saw something in his eyes. Worry? Guilt? You don't forget snacks. Ever. He laughed nervously. No, it's fine. Let's just stick to the list. He nodded, but I noticed how he avoided my gaze, his usual carefree demeanor slipping just slightly. We moved to the produce section, where he picked up an apple and spun it in his hand like a magician with a trick. Sure. I glanced at the cart again, but this time it wasn't just the chips that were gone. It was the instant noodles I'd just placed there. My heart skipped a beat. Kai, did you take the instant noodles out? I stared at the cart, my stomach twisting. I swear I just put them in there. I reached over, placing a hand on my shoulder. Yeah, just tired, like I said. Probably imagining things. His hand lingered for a moment, before he pulled away, his expression soft but unreadable. You sure? You're not exactly great at following the list. I nodded, leaning against the cart as he walked away. My eyes followed him, and for a second, just a second, his figure seemed to blur, like heat waves rising off the asphalt. I blinked hard, and he was back to normal, casually strolling down the aisle. Get it together! When he returned, the cart was full, and his usual cheerful demeanor was back in full force. Right kind of milk this time. This guy. Congratulations, you're learning. We headed to the checkout, and the strange occurrences faded into the background. Almost. There was still a nagging feeling in the back of my mind, like a puzzle piece that didn't quite fit. Next to me, he whispered. Not to me, but I suppose to himself. I watched him look at his hands with deep thoughts in his mind. Kai? He glanced at me and immediately straightened his thoughts. As we left the store, Kai slung an arm over my shoulders. His touch warm and grounding. Kai insisted we go for a walk to clear our heads. Stars were out and the cool air carried the faint scent of earth and leaves. Should have been romantic, but my thoughts wouldn't be quiet. I tugged at my hand gently, his grip firm enough to guide me, soft enough to feel like a question. The woods around us were quiet, save for the rustle of leaves underfoot and the occasional chirp of unseen insects. Yeah? What you want to show me? Different how? Different as in wow, so romantic, or different as in oops, I might have led you into the lair of a bear? I snorted, a rare, genuine sound that tugged at my chest. His laughter echoed softly, and I couldn't help but smile. He always had a way of making the world feel lighter, like he could bend reality with a joke or a grin. Keeping that in mind, we walked deeper into the woods, moonlight playing tricks with the shadows. Yes, I'm questioning that now, in its entirety, guy. Don't get too cocky. I'm mostly following you because it's dark, and you have better night vision than I do. There was a flicker of something in his tone, something almost wistful, but it was gone before I could name it. True, nobody would hear you scream. Very valid. Let's see, what do we go with? What do we go? I do want to know, but he'll probably be like, you'll find out when we get there. He seems like that kind of person. So nobody will hear you scream here. I might be. You never know. Something involving your demise. He stopped abruptly, his hand slipping from mine. For a brief moment, I felt unmoored, the absence of his touch more jarring than I expected. You're asking me to close my eyes? In a dark forest? Okay, sure. Murder me, I guess. What? No, I like knowing where I'm going. No. I gave him a skeptical look, but he was already standing in front of me, his hands lightly brushing my arms. That's not the issue. I'm not worried about tripping, I'm worried about where I'm going. And of course, main character's like, fine, I'll do it. With a reluctant sigh, I closed my eyes. His hands moved to my shoulders, steadying me as he guided me forward. Each step felt longer, heavier, like the world was holding its breath. I blinked against the sudden light from the moon filtering through a break in the trees. In front of us was a small clearing, where wildflowers blanketed the ground in soft purples and whites. A small weathered shrine stood at the center, its stone surface etched with patterns I couldn't decipher. A thin stream trickled nearby, its sound harmonizing with the rustling leaves. I turned to him, moonlight catching in his hair, softening his features. He looked different. From the conversation we had today with Rin and everything, it felt as if this was a complete 360 degrees from when I expected that he was lying. Are you sure you meant 360? Because 360 literally puts you back at where you're at. I mean, I hope so. It caught me off guard. I stepped closer to the shrine, running my fingers over the rough stone. Carvings were intricate, almost alive under my touch. It's beautiful, like it doesn't belong in this world. Okay. I looked back at him startled. He smiled softly. There was something else there, something fragile, like he wasn't sure how I'd respond. That's a strange way to compliment someone. He stepped closer, his hand brushing mine before he caught it, his fingers threading through mine again. Kai, where did you say you grew up? He paused, glancing away before answering. The words came easily, but something about the way he said them made my stomach twist. And why did you move? Then why did you tell me you came here when you were younger? His hand brushed mine, grounding me for just a moment. Maybe I was overthinking. But then his eyes caught the moonlight, and for the briefest second, they shimmered like amber. You're so weird, Guy. He rested his cheek against my hair, his hand squeezing mine gently. The world around us faded into the background. The stars, the shrine, the woods. All of it eclipsed by the steady rhythm of his breathing, the quiet hum of his presence. We walked back to the way we came from. Was I? Just thinking. I looked up at him, searching his face for answers. The smile faltered for just a second. woods grew quieter as we walked, the soft crunch of leaves beneath our feet blending with the faint hum of crickets. Kai's hand brushed against mine, and I glanced at him. He looked at me curiously, his head tilted slightly. Something weird happened earlier. Kai slowed his pace, his hands slipping into his jacket pockets. Moonlight filtered through the branches, highlighting the puzzled look on his face. There was this girl, Rin. She seemed off. Kai stopped walking, his brows furrowing slightly as he turned to face me. His expression was unreadable, his eyes searching mine. Yeah, she seemed scared, like something was chasing her, or maybe like she was running from something. Kai's gaze shifted toward the woods, his jaw tightening slightly. The firmness in his tone caught me off guard. I stopped too, frowning at him. Why would you say that? Pressing them might only make it worse. I need to find that girl later and see what she's scared of. The way he spoke, deliberate and careful, sent a ripple of unease through me. It didn't feel like he was just talking about Rin. It felt like he was talking about himself. He reached for my hand instinctively, his touch grounding me. I forced a smile. Yeah, probably. I thought in my mind for a moment. Would I like to stay with Kai? No. I'm telling you, I'm trying to pick everything that'll get me away from him. Oh my god. Get away from me! There I was, asleep again, dreaming about the moments of my childhood. I sat on the streets again next to the little pillow and box I left for the fox, my legs dangling over the edge. The night stretched endlessly above me, stars scattered like freckles across the deep blue sky. Beside me, the small fox curled up, its fur tangled and dusty, but its eyes sharp and curious. We've known each other for 5 days, and I never missed a single day where I didn't visit him. Here, it's not much, but it's better than nothing, right? The fox's nose twitched as it chewed, ears flicking at the sound of my voice. I leaned back on my hands, feeling the rough concrete scrape against my palms. You're not picky. I like that about you. Me? I can't even decide what to eat half the time. Or what to say. Or what to do with my life. You're only 13, what do you mean? You don't need to decide that right then and there. The fox tilted its head, its gaze fixed on me like it actually understood. I laughed quietly, but it came out more like a breath. Mrs. Porter said I need to apply myself. What does that even mean? I stayed up all night cramming for that stupid test and I still bombed it, like always. The fox crept closer, its paws barely making a sound. It rested its head lightly on my knee, and the warmth of it felt steadier than anything I'd had all day. And my mom, she doesn't get it. She just keeps saying you're smarter than this, like it's supposed to help. It doesn't, it just makes me feel worse. Like, maybe I'm not smart enough, or maybe I'll never be enough. I sighed and leaned back farther, letting my shoulders slump. The rainbows swirled in patterns I couldn't name, and I wondered if they ever felt lost too. You're lucky, you know? No tests, no expectations, no one breathing down your neck. Just you and the wind and whatever this is we're doing. Fox let out a soft sound, something between a whimper and a sigh, and nudged my hand with its nose. I smiled and ran my fingers through its fur, careful not to press too hard. I bet you don't even care if I get another bad grade, or if I forget or if I forget to text someone back, or if I just want to sit here and talk to a fox instead of people. Fox licked my fingers, gentle and quick, like it didn't want me to feel alone. My chest ached in that strange, hollow way that felt both better and worse at the same time. Yeah, I knew you'd understand. You're probably the best listener I've ever met. I scratched behind its ears and its eyes closed, as if this moment was enough. As if I was enough. The fox's ears switched, but it stayed close, leaning into my touch. I wanted to keep it there forever, but I knew better. I'll come back, though. Tomorrow and the day after. I promise. The fox looked up at me, its tail flicking lightly, and I felt the promise settle inside me, warm and solid. I patted its head one last time before I stood up, brushing dust off my jeans. Don't forget me, okay? Not that you would. You're too smart for that. I climbed down the ladder, and when I glanced back up, the fox was still there watching. It didn't move until I disappeared from view, and even then I hoped it wouldn't leave. Not yet. Hey, I call you Kai from now on. Oh my god, the pieces are finally putting themselves together. I mean, oh my goodness, where'd my voice go? The us is like very obvious from the start. But for the protagonist, it's all coming together, huh? But I'm gonna take a quick break so I can hydrate, use the restroom and eat something. So I'll be back, guys. We'll finish this once I get back. So don't go anywhere. glanced at the clock on the wall. I shouldn't have left for work yet. Guy? You here? There was no answer. My chest tightened as I searched the house, his absence pressing against me like a weight. His jacket was gone, but his shoes were still at the door. Where did you go? My eyes fell on the corkboard. A note from last night. Going to work, love you. It was still pinned there, mocking me with its normalcy. I burst out of my small apartment and ran with strength. Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath. I went faster and faster. I knew where I was going. The place that Kai led me last night. The shrine in the woods. The woods were darker than they should have been, the trees casting long shadows despite the sunlight filtering through the canopy. I moved cautiously, calling Kai's name into the stillness. Kai, this isn't funny. If you're messing with me, you win. Just come out. The only response was the rustle of leaves in the wind. A chill crawled down my spine. The further I went, the darker the woods became. The air felt heavier, thick with something I couldn't name. Then I saw it. A small ancient shrine hidden among the trees. Its stone surface was cracked and worn, moss creeping over its edges like a second skin. My breath hitched as I stepped closer. There was an energy here, palpable and strange. It hummed in the air, making my skin prickle. Scattered around the shrine were old notes and papers, their edges curled and yellowing with age. I crouched down, picking one up with trembling hands. Then I stumbled upon the creaky wooden wall of the shrine. My vision was fading. I blacked out. Oh my gosh, it's raining. Guy! Guy! I raced my steps to catch the little fox, my best friend. Not pressed. Now, this was my 8th day feeding him and taking care of him. But something was wrong. Kai's body tensed, his tail low and stiff. His eyes darted around, wide and alert. He looked scared. Not of me, but of something I couldn't see. Hey, what's wrong? It's just me. I knelt, reaching out slowly, but Kai stepped back, paws scraping nervously against the pavement. My chest tightened. Kai, it's okay. I'm here. Don't do this. Kai's ears twitched, and for a moment he looked at me. Really looked, like he wanted to trust me, but couldn't ignore whatever fear had gripped him. Then he turned, his small body trembling as he took another step away. No, wait. Please don't go. But his tail flicked. Before I could move, he bolted. My breath hitched as I watched him disappear down the alley, leaving me standing there, heart pounding and empty. That was the last time I saw him. When I came back on the 9th day, he was nowhere to be found. The only trace of him was the food and pillows I left for him. I gasped heavily as I woke up, still in the shrine. Oh, ooh, what can we look at? Hold on. Ah. Look at the journals. Yes, always look at the journals. Books on the desk in the poorly maintained area of the shrine attracted me. I had a feeling they had something to do with me. I skimmed through most of the words. Kai Amori, age unknown, seemingly a strong fox spirit that had just regained the status of a 9-tailed kitsune. Sorry, I forgot the name part. Status very dangerous. I continued to skim through it. Is good friends with the older kitsune leader, and is expected to become the leader of the tribe one day. currently messing around in Tokyo, with a normal citizen named Petty. I felt sick, but I continued. On the 3rd January, the operation of sealing him will begin. This is because he is expected to visit the shrines for Hatsumore. Not me forgetting my Japanese. When enclosed in the woods, the exorcist will gather and put spiritual seals and charms over him. This is the end of Kayamori, the rotten fox that has decided to plague the beautiful land of Japan. Yeah, I guess I'll get the papers. Picked up the scattered piece of paper on the floor. Goddamn sirens. A lot of those were messily written and scrawled out, rushed. It's nay, guardians of the spirit world, able to shift between human and fox forms. Words blurred as my mind raced. The blood ran cold as I skimmed further. They protect, but they're hunted too. Able to create illusions, making moments that had never existed before. The realization hit me like a tidal wave, my breath catching in my throat. Having gathered all the information I could, I stood up, my mind reeling with what I had just read. Get him sealed. It's so crazy. Listen. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, he should be sealed. I just want him away from me. That's all I want. I don't care if he runs amok in Japan. Just don't want him to be my boyfriend. Listen, I'm not that good. I'm not gonna have it sealed. I'll probably have to go back and do it. I want to get the other ending. Maybe. I stumbled outside the shrine and when I was greeted with Kai, standing amidst the chaos of glowing seals and spiritual energy. Wait. How did we miss that on our way in? Well, whatever. I'm not gonna question it. It makes sense in their world, I guess. His back was to me, his shoulders tense. The faint amber glow of his eyes reflected off the shrine's cracked surface as he turned to look at me. His gaze softened instantly, a mix of guilt and longing flickering across his face. I did. A step closer, my hands trembling, unsure of what to say. The truth of what he was, the illusions, the memories, everything, had shaken me. I'm disappointed. Imagine still trusting him after everything. That's like the insane route that has to be. Because it's like, why would you sit here and do all this and lie to me? You know? Yeah, I'm disappointed. I trusted you so much, you know? I was so disappointed when I realized. It broke my heart. He looked down, his expression twisting with regret. I probably would have if you approached me normally. What do you need? Oh my god. And you could have if you just be straight up and act like a normal person. I mean, granted, you're not normal. It wouldn't have killed you to study humans and figure out what they do and then apply it. You could have taken some time. Please. You're an idiot. He smiled at me. I am. I'm an idiot too. Okay, you can stop now. What are you trying to say? Huh? How does any of that equate to what? Okay. He gently held my hand, his eyes glowing. Oh, by the way, Exorcist. And now more. The ground beneath us trembled as the exorcists emerged from the trees, their chants growing louder. The seals around the shrine flared brighter, their light harsh and unforgiving. The chants died down, the footsteps becoming arrayed and frantic. Well, yes. Like, sure, I don't like the fact that you pretended to be my boyfriend, but I'm not gonna sit there and watch you get sealed away for whatever dumb reasons they have. I'm not so cold, you know? I paused for a while, letting the silence sink in between us. Let that sink in! A relieved sigh came from my lips. Despite everything, we just avoided a dangerous fate. What's after this? Are you coming back? Mm-hmm. So you should come help me eat. His face glowed with hopefulness. The following weeks were peaceful. A return to the quiet domesticity we built together. I, the ever-mischievous charmer, seemed lighter now, less burdened, more at ease. And yet, he didn't forget the responsibilities he'd left behind. You mean the fox girl who was cursing your name in the street? How'd you convince her? I'm telling you, snacks always work. Well, I won't say always, but usually. Because there are some situations where you can't just, like, bribe somebody with snacks. You're crazy, man. Kai pulled me close, his arms wrapping around me in a warm embrace. I guess I do. Don't let it go to your head. Later, I watched from the porch as Kai sat cross-legged on the grass, patiently explaining something to Ren. Her fox-shaped earrings glinted in the setting sun as she scribbled notes furiously, her brows furrowed in concentration. Kai laughed, the sound light and free, before ruffling her hair. I leaned against the door frame, smiling as I watched them bicker. Rin caught my eye and waved enthusiastically. I will, as many times as you need me to. Rin waved her arms furiously. I glanced back at me, his amber eyes glowing softly in the fading. That night, as we lay tangled together in the quiet of our room, I traced slow, lazy patterns on it. Yeah? You've lived for a very long time, always belonged. Just didn't see it. I pressed a kiss to my temple, his voice a little murmur against my skin. I tilted my head to look at him, my heart swelling at the warmth in his eyes. As I rested my head against his chest, The steady rhythm of his heartbeat lulled me into a peaceful haze. For the first time, the future felt wide open, filled with endless possibilities. Ending one happily ever after. Hey! So you know what? I'm starting to think that maybe none of my choices actually mattered except towards the end, where you either decide to seal them or help them. It's actually kind of sad to think about. Like, this whole time I was on this emotional journey trying to push this guy away and it really didn't matter. And I'm actually kind of curious though. What would, like, the third ending even be? So obviously there's happily ever after, and there's the his ass sealed. But what would the third one even be? I wonder. Well, this actually took longer than I thought it would. I don't think I have the energy to do Mystic Cafe today. Well, not the energy, but like, what do you call it? I don't necessarily call it like the yapping space? The throat capacity? I don't know how to call it. Oh my god. But I will just briefly show you guys what we'll be doing next time. So, here it is. This is what we're going to be doing next visual novel day. And I will just tell you right off the bat, I'm going to be doing the guy with the black hair. His seemed a little bit more interesting than this guy. You'll probably figure it out. Not figure it out. Find out, that's what I meant. Probably find out once we start it. Alright guys. I know, the stream was like very short, but that's what happens. You know? So, it's time to send you guys off. Again, I'm sorry if the stream had issues, you know? I'm very sorry. I mean, I'm figuring maybe that the plugin I'm using for multicasting is the issue. See, I'm thinking that might be the issue. So I'd have to do a test stream like later or like tomorrow and see if like if I don't do it, if everything is like completely fine. Because if it does end up like that, then unfortunately that means everybody on YouTube is going to get alienated again. Which, sorry, you know, I'm sorry. I'm literally trying my best to find like a good one. So far I haven't really been able to find one. So I guess I'll just ask my friends what they use. So let me do that now before I forget. We won't raid anybody, not feeling up to it today. So yeah, I'll just let you guys go. You can disperse and do whatever you want to do. But again, thank you guys for hanging out, listening to me read. I really enjoy doing like visual novels on stream. Like visual novels are literally my passion. Like literally, like yesterday. Criswell can literally tell you that I went off on like a tangent about visual novels. Well, my favorite visual novels, but there's also some other stuff mixed in, but yeah. Ah, water splashed in my face. But yeah, let me sign off before I start yapping again. Hi guys, I'll see you tomorrow for Deltarune. Been waiting all week for it. And this time I will try to keep it to like 3 hours. So, 1, I don't run out of content. 2, so I don't run out of energy. So, hi guys, bye!